The Supreme Court ruled today that voters may ban racial preferences in deciding who gets into a state college and who doesn't. Affirmative action, as it is known, is still constitutional, but this decision gives voters in each state the final say in whether to allow it. It wasn't close, 6-2. The six being Justices Roberts, Kennedy, Scalia, Thomas, Alito, and Breyer. Ginsburg and Sotomayor dissented. Justice Kagan had worked on the case before she joined the court. She didn't vote today. Here's Chief Legal Correspondent Jan Crawford.
For a generation, the battle over affirmative action has been fought here at the Supreme Court. But today, the justices said voters, not judges, could decide the ultimate fate of racial preferences. Upholding Michigan's ban on affirmative action, Justice Anthony Kennedy, writing the main opinion, said the case is not about how the debate about racial preferences should be resolved. It is about who may resolve it. Affirmative action, while permissible, is not required, and it is demeaning to the democratic process, Kennedy wrote, to presume that the voters are not capable of deciding whether it should continue. Michigan voters approved the affirmative action ban in 2006 after the Supreme Court refused to outlaw an admissions program at the University of Michigan Law School. Bill Schuette is Michigan's Attorney General.
Today's decision by the United States Supreme Court is a victory for the citizens of Michigan, who overwhelmingly voted in 2006 to require equal treatment in admission to our outstanding colleges and universities.
Voters in 5 other states have approved similar bans, and critics like Sherilyn Ifill, president of the NAACP Legal Defense Fund, say today's decision is likely to encourage efforts in other states.
My hope is that voters will be awake and will recognize, what is happening. To the extent the Supreme Court has thrown it into their court, we're responsible for maintaining this democracy.
The ruling produced an impassioned 58-page dissent from Justice Sonia Sotomayor. The court's first Hispanic justice, she has talked about how she benefited from affirmative action. She said the court's decision ignores the stark reality that race matters. As members of the judiciary, we ought not sit back and wish away, rather than confront the racial inequality that exists in our society. Now, Justice Sotomayor took the unusual step of reading aloud parts of her opinion from the bench, and at times her dissent really sounded almost personal. She described examples of young people experiencing racial discrimination, which she says, Scott, reinforces this feeling they have that I do not belong.
Jan Crawford on the steps of the Supreme Court for us tonight. Jan, thank you very much.